time for questions. If you'll raise your hand, we'll get a wireless microphone to you. Coach will give us an open station.
I want to give Kentucky credit. Played a great game. It was a great college atmosphere. I thought it was a great college game. Lamont Butler was magnificent. I still see that kid in my nightmares because we played against him when I was the head coach at the College of Charleston, and he was the point guard at San Diego State. And we played an epic battle in the first round, and he's just a warrior. He's a winner. And he's been out the last couple games, and there was all these, people were talking about whether he's going to play or not. I was like, that cat's playing in this game. You can mark that one down. He is a stone cold killer and a really, really good player. And, he's obviously a good shooter, but he's more of an attacking downhill driver. I want to say I might have this wrong. He's got 7 made threes on the year, and he made 6 tonight. A lot of them, made tough shots, big shots. We had momentum, and he stopped the momentum with a lot of those threes. We had a couple really bad defensive breakdowns on a couple of his wide open threes. But, I know I'm spending a lot of time on him. They have a very, very good team. They're very deep. You guys have heard me talk about the job that I think Mark's doing. He's doing a great job with this group. But I'm proud of our guys. It's no secret that we're a little shorthanded in terms of the depth. We had a lot of guys that played a whole lot of minutes tonight, but they never quit. Kentucky made some huge runs on us, and I thought our guys responded with resiliency every time and brought the game back to a 1 or 2 possession game. But that last big burst that they made and the plays they made, and it was just too much for us. So proud of our guys, but I give Kentucky credit.
Okay, we'll begin first with questions for student athlete Terrence Edwards. 23 points tonight. Questions for Terrence.
Yeah, Terrence, you talked after the game Wednesday night about just how much you were trying, just how much this game was meaning to you coming into it. When you're playing shorthanded, what did you think about whether you guys fought back and kept it close throughout the entire game, despite being shorthanded, and this also being your first true road game of the season?
I give credit to my coaches. Our program is built on don't make excuses. So we come into every game, we knowing that we're shorthanded, but we don't think about those things. We come in every game prepared, like no other team in the country, and we come in and we try to win every game.
Who else? Question for Terrence. Anyone else?
What was the message there with Kentucky starting so hot out of the gate? I think they made 7 shots in a row. What was the message in the huddle and just in terms of trying to keep the team together during those runs?
Just got to keep going. It's a high-level game. Kentucky is a good team, so we already know they was going to come in and make shots. So them making 7 in a row, we just went to the huddle, so we just got to keep going, keep fighting. War by war. So you can't think about teams that's really good that hit shots. You just have to keep moving forward and think about what's next.
Terrence, what was your mentality? I think you picked up your 4th foul pretty early or midway through the second half. You were still able to kind of be aggressive. What was your mentality when you were playing there with 4 fouls in a game like this?
I just want to shout out my teammates. They kept me in there. I got a little frustrated, picking up that 4th foul kind of early. So I got to give a shout out to my teammates for sure. They kept me in there, and I know the team really needed me. So I just came in and tried to play a big role, try to bring us back to win. But of course we came up short. But I just want to give a shout out to my teammates, man. We just give confidence to each other, knowing our circumstances and stuff with the team, with guys going down. So we just stay positive. We know this thing finna click. It's finna click real soon. So we just stay positive and keep going.
Terrence, speaking of things clicking from beyond the 3-point line for you guys tonight, you guys shot 36% as a team. Yourself, you made 5 tries from deep. Anything different about the 3-point shooting tonight in terms of the quality of the looks for yourself and your teammates, or was it just a case of shots finally going in?
Just playing, guys on our team, man, we work every day through the week, off days, shoot after practice, shoot before practice. Everybody in that locker room right now that's wearing red, really, really works. And whether shots are going in or not, we going right back to the gym tomorrow and we're working. Like it be 2-3 guys on one gun on one end, and the other end it might be 4 guys down there. Like we're filling up the gym every day and we getting up our shots. It's just a matter of time when this thing really get going and those shots go in, and it's gonna be hard to beat us.
Okay, last one for Terrence back here.
Terrence, right here in the back. Just that rivalry game in general, how would you describe the intensity of the atmosphere and just the back and forth of it all, first time experiencing it?
I thought it was great. I wish I could do it again. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's the most greatest atmosphere I ever played in. As far as coming into a game, I was just extra excited, and our team was too. You know, wearing this Louisville across our chest, we don't take it for granted, and we knew this game was huge, and we came in, tried to answer to a couple runs, came up short, but yeah. It's like no other. Guys at the hotel, when you come out and you see the L's down and stuff like that, that really makes you want to win the game. But yeah, it was a great atmosphere.
Terrence, thank you very much. Appreciate you coming.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, now question for Coach.
Hey, Pat. Here goes Louisville hadn't been very competitive in this rivalry in the last couple of years. How important do you think it was to show up on the road, shorthanded, and fight for 40 minutes?
Yeah, it's a great rivalry. I said it the other day in our press conference, not only in collegiate basketball, but I think it's one of the really cool rivalries in all of American sports. We have to do our part and win some, to continue to make it a rivalry. Obviously, we came up short tonight, but it's hard to truly describe, and I think all you out here that are Kentuckians, you guys understand, but nationally, especially in our city of Louisville and here in Lexington as well, how much this rivalry means. It is. House is divided, obviously, but man, they reminded me early and often, every single day. Every time I get gas, every time I go get something to eat in the community, hey coach, how you doing? You gonna be Kentucky this year? So I get it, and what a great thing it was. It was awesome. You have to sometimes get above the trees and have a little bit of perspective of what you're doing and where you're at. And I try to stay present every single day. Keep blinders on and work in helping our team become the best they can be. But I'm going to be honest with you, when I walked out there today, the pageantry of the Louisville-Kentucky rivalry hit me. And I looked around and I saw the atmosphere, and this is before the jump ball went up. And I did take a minute to truly appreciate how special it was. But like I said, whatever it is, 365 days till the next time we play again, and I'm going to be reminded about 4 million times when that game's coming up, and we'll be looking forward to it.
Pat, you mentioned being familiar with Lamont before this. Watching back on film, preparing for this game, how different does this team look in the 8 games they played with him versus the 2 they played without him?
Well, your point guard's your quarterback. Obviously, the kid too, Robinson, is a point guard as well, but Lamont's the head of the snake, and to beat it, you got to cut the head of the snake off, and it's hard because he's a warrior. He's a disciplined player. He's a phenomenal defender. I don't know if you remember me or not, but he came over and he was dapping everybody up at the scores table when he walked past me. I was like, "You remember?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I remember you." I have a lot of respect for him. But yeah, it's like us. If Chucky Hepburn went out, we're a different team without Chucky Hepburn. The best point guards, I believe, you give them the ball at 5:15 in the afternoon and they give it back to you safe and sound at 7:15. And that's what that kid did tonight. You know what? We got one too. Because Chucky Hepburn's one of the best point guards in the country. So is Lamont Butler, but Chucky Hepburn is too. And oh, by the way, the kid sitting next to me, he was a beast tonight. And I love what he said about staying resilient, staying in the gym, continuing to be consistent in his work, and it's starting to pay off. He's had a tough month and a half. Heck, he came out of the starting lineup. He's still out of the starting lineup. Phenomenal attitude. Plays in an atmosphere like this and plays darn near the game of his life, and I'm really proud of him.
Pat, you guys have been and will be shorthanded for the rest of the season. You guys have made no excuses. For this team to show grit at home like they did maybe last weekend against Duke is one thing. To do it on the road in this environment is another thing. Did you learn anything more about this group?
I was pretty clear the makeup and the fabric of our guys. You know, they say that the game doesn't build character, but it reveals it, and our guys continue to show character by fighting through some of this adversity. And, you know, we'll have Kadir back soon. Probably, not probably, next week for Florida State. We won't have him back, but, we're hoping right after Christmas he'll be back, and that'll be a big boost from a depth standpoint. Obviously, he's a very versatile player, and we need him. So we're looking forward to that, and have an extra body and have a little bit more depth, and it'll help us moving forward.
Pat, you referenced Terrence coming off the bench now. The last 3 games, he's put together some really good scoring nights for you guys. Has anything about that move maybe just reinvigorated him on the offensive end?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him. People ask me, like, Dan Schulman asked me, well, why did he come out of the lineup? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out buttons to push. And, hey, I make a bunch of dumb decisions, but he's played pretty well the last 2 games coming off the bench. Now, like every player, players are competitors, and Terrence is a team guy. He's about the team first and foremost. That cat wants to start now. He wants to start. He's a decorated player. He's a winning player, championship player over the years at James Madison. And, we'll see how it is moving forward. But, Noah Waterman's a guy that has had some struggles lately. Made 3 big threes for us tonight, playing against his former coach. Had 12 stinking rebounds, 6 offensive. You talk about how many minutes our guys have to play and the standard of their hustle and their grit and the tenacity. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of Noah. 12 rebounds in a big game like this. Made 3 big threes. That was big for him.
Next.
Hey, Pat, as you noted in your opening statement, coming in this game, Lamont had only made 7 threes this year, so he makes 7 in this one game. Is that something you tell your team? Hey, we don't want to give up open shots to other guys. We'll just live with that?
Well, obviously, we have these dots, if you will, in recruiting, and we had him, obviously, red first, as driver, attacker first, and he's a freight train and a bowling ball getting downhill, putting foul pressure and getting to the rim. We obviously knew that he was a good, open, feet-set, three-point shooter. But obviously we didn't adjust fast enough because, man, when he got looks today, ball got in the air, it was like touched by God, that thing was going in. On like his 6'1", Chucky fell down, or, he was mad at himself because he kind of gambled in the huddle, gambled off the ball, and the ball lands in Lamont's hands, and he goes, and I just turned around, and I just stared at my staff, and I just looked, I go, no way the 6'1's going in. Bang, the crowd goes nuts, and I was like, oh my gosh. So give him credit, tip the cap, made big shots tonight, and he was the difference in the game.
Yeah, Pat, back here. You spoke on those lapses defensively that kind of keep their big runs. Was there any kind of a common theme with those lapses? Anything you saw that was it just like different issues each time, or was it kind of just like the same thing happening?
No, it was a lot of things. I'll have to watch the tape and go back. A couple times, like I said, were just complete gambles where I think one time there was a post mismatch. We kind of ran. We thought it was a post mismatch. Noah had him. We didn't want to trap. Kind of ran at the ball, kicked out for an open 3. I think he got a wide open 1 in transition. I'd have to go back and look at it, but it was kind of a lot of things. And I don't think it was as much like, hey, we didn't respect his ability to shoot. We just had several lapses, both in transition, ball screen defense, off-ball screening defense. And the kids stepped up and made big ones.
Pat, what was your view of the little dust up there in front of the bench? See what happened?
Yeah, kid made a hustle play, kind of fell into our bench, and I don't think it was any big deal. It was funny, Lamont. I'm acting like me and Lamont are boys. He's a senior, right? So he's in his 5th year. So if I say nice things about him, you have to It's not like I'm trying to get him out of the portal or something like that. So he balls into the bench, and Lamont comes over, and he's grabbing, I'm grabbing him, and I look at him, and like we both smile, like we're good. Officials did a great job with it. It was really no big deal.
Okay. Anyone else? Got one here in the back.
Yeah, Pat, you've praised Chucky plenty of times, but I think he's played 35 minutes in 6 straight games. Just what does that say about his durability and stamina to not only play that long, but pick up more of a scoring load as well?
Yeah, he's playing a lot of minutes. Like, we need Chucky right now to be our point guard for 38 minutes, to take tickets, to make hot dogs, to sell tickets, sweep the floor after the game. He's doing a lot. He's got a big responsibility, and it's hard, playing that much, especially on the defensive end, to stay engaged and to stay consistent with your defensive principles when you're exhausted sometimes. So we're trying to use, our timeouts intelligently to get him some extra rest from time to time. But as I said once before, from a point guard standpoint, if we were a pitching staff, it would be Chucky Hepburn and pray for rain. But he's doing a great job handling all that responsibility. He's an absolute warrior. He's a phenomenal point guard, one of the best I've ever coached.
Hey, folks, thank you very much.
All right, thanks.